In today's video, I survived 100 days in Better Minecraft. If you don't know what Better Minecraft is, it's this crazy cool mod pack that transforms vanilla Minecraft into an action-packed RPG world. There are tons of beautiful biomes to explore, new structures to find, a ton of creatures to spot, and dangerous mobs to take on. Today I will be taking on this very dangerous world and hopefully killing 3 of the new bosses it adds. By the end of the 100 days, my goal is to have the Furious Rothnot, the Baraka the Sun Chief, and the Frostmoth's loot showcased on a trophy stand in my house, along with a zoo for all the new creatures this mod adds. Will I be able to accomplish my goals in a limited time? Stay tuned to find out. Also, if you're new here and you end up enjoying this video, it would mean a lot to me if you hit that subscribe button and that like button. I have so many more ideas for 100 days, a brand new Let's Play series, and so much more in store for you guys. Alright, enough of that. Let's get right into the good stuff. I spawned in on day 1, and first thing I had to do was just admire this biome because it was beautiful. There were soccer-like trees everywhere. Honestly, just look and admire them with me. Alright, enough of that. It's time to do the normal Minecraft things we all know and love. Gather some wood, make a crafting table, make some tools, and probably my favorite, watch trees fall. Timber! I do some exploring and find a village. I find some hats and decide on my new look. I look good, don't I? I accidentally gave this bookshelf a Pinocchio. Then I find some iron and make some iron equipment and start off on my adventure. I befriend a raccoon by giving him some carrots, but as soon as I run out, he leaves me behind. Kinda reminded me of my ex there, pal. I found a village, and they were extremely nice people who greeted me so kindly, so I did the only thing I could do to repay them, and took all their hay. They don't need it. I befriended a horse so that I would have transportation around this amazing new world. He was a stubborn fellow, but eventually he opened up to me and allowed me to ride him. Whoa, PG. Day 3, I ran into some locals who decided to test my sliminess. So I provided them a quick crash course in the art of fisticuffs and proceeded to slap them into non-existence. Hopefully next time they won't bring a pickaxe to a knife fight. I found a nice looking house but saw some bows just floating and moving around. So I guess invisible mods exist in this mod pack, yay. They got me extremely low on health, but I managed to hide behind a tree to heal. If I try to take on that tower, I'll most likely die. But mama ain't raised no punk. So I made a shield with the last remaining iron I had and charged. Leroy Jenkins. If you don't get that, don't worry about it. It was before your time. I took out 3 before the last one almost had me. I quickly build a wall and heal up before clearing out the rest of the house. I managed to get the last 2 to fight each other. I watched till the winner was decided and 1v1'd him for the last remaining WWE title. I looted the rest of the chests in the house. Got a nice enchanted sword and bow. And I bunkered down here for the rest of the night before continuing my journey. Day 4, there was a small house with an unlit portal in there. I left it alone and kept exploring my map. Found another one of those small houses, but this time it had somebody known as the gatekeeper in it. I killed him to see if he dropped a key that would allow me to open up the portal in the attic. He put up one heck of a fight, but I outsmarted him the same way I did those invisible skeletons. He ended up not dropping anything, so I stayed in his house for the night and stole some wool. I didn't know I was supposed to trade with him, but don't worry, I realized that later on. On day 6, I ran into some exiled pillagers and gave them a quick pow pow before finding a giant mushroom tree. I got a nice little chest upgrade, and a raid started right as I entered the village. A totem of undying would be real nice right now, so it can't hurt to try. I threw my bed down to set spawn, and then I got to whacking. Luckily the gatekeeper was strapped, otherwise this fight would have ended in me dead right away on wave 1. Wave 2 on the other hand, I got 2-shot by a vindicator and spawn trapped by their chefs. The gatekeeper died and now my body is just lying there surrounded by a bunch of pillagers that are out for my blood. After my first attempt of just running and praying I can escape with my stuff, and enough time ended in a failure, I decided to make a tunnel underneath, and it worked like a charm. I got my stuff back, and I got out of there. Day 7, my life flashed before my eyes as I tried to take on another one of those houses filled with those invisible mobs. I somehow managed to escape, but they don't call me Double Dipper Slime for no reason. I keep coming back until I'm done. I cleared the house and looted the chest. Nothing that good yet, just more of the same, but it's only my first 2 houses, so I'm not surprised. Found a pirate ship, and I spent all my remaining arrows trying to kill 1 skeleton on it. So yeah, raiding this ship was not possible right now. So I ran away as fast as my little feet could take me. But I got distracted and I stopped to watch the show of a whale doing some tricks. Felt like I was in SeaWorld. And then I found some seals on the beach just chilling. So I decided to spend the rest of the night next to my new buddies. Day 9, I saw a whale, a giant whale, while exploring. Went into some caves looking for the big D. That's right, diamonds. It wasn't long before I found some, but I had to fight through a small army of mobs though. So I spent the rest of the night exploring the cave. On day 11, I explored an underground village. Looked around and made a new friend. His name was Tyrone. Tyrone decided to follow me out. So I had to juke him because he was getting a little too clingy. Then I saw a tower that reached the clouds with a witch watching the entryway. The witch suffocated when I got there, but I guess serves it right. And then I went to the top and found a waystone. Yes, I left it there, but don't worry, I realized that they can be picked up later and come back for it. On day 12, I got attacked by a zombie with a fish head. Traded with the gatekeeper for the book, and then saw a flying lizard that was enchanted. That was a weird day, but sadly I forgot to record it. Found another house with invisible skeletons, but this one has 2 entryways. I think to myself, death awaits if I enter, but that has never stopped me before. So I put down my bed near the house and charge. I managed to get a couple of them to turn on one another. While they shoot at each other, I single 2 out and give them that 1-2 combo. Then I rush in to finish the rest. But they managed to break my shield, so I have to put on my Usain Bolt shoes and jet out of there. I craft a new shield and go back in to finish the rest. Nothing but resources in the chest. I don't know what I was expecting, but that wasn't it. Later that day, I ran into a small ship with pillagers on it. I watched for a bit while a pillager tried to shoot me down. I take them on, but I lost my bed, so I had to do this stealthily. I illegally park my boat under their ship, make a pick, and start chipping away till I'm inside. I quickly loot the chest and start killing one by one. My first kill was a Vindicator. Man, I'm glad I did it my way, or I would have to kill my way through so many of them. I finish off the ones at the top and loot the chest. I find a pretty nice sword with some beast leggings. I mean protection, 3, and mending. These will last me till I have diamond armor. I spend the rest of the day following around a mungus, waiting for one of them to lead me to the stolen Krabby Patty formula. If you get it, you had a great childhood. Started off day 14 with a quick dip to explore those Pokemon structure thingies. They were filled with drowners, so I hit the meanest nope in my life. Then I spot some really nice looking islands. I shall plant my flag here. I hopped out of my boat and fell right into a spider's nest. Placed down some chests and got started. To really make use of the topography, I planned on making a house that trickles down to the last layer. My build was interrupted by a goblin trader and some pillagers. And while gathering cobblestones, I ran into a small spot with a spawner. So I lit it up and looted the chest. And I found my very first dragon egg. Now that just leaves figuring out how to hatch it. After an extensive internet search and a brief How to Train Your Dragon episode, I hatched it and a fire looking dragon came out. I mean, this thing looks beautiful. I gave her some fish and she was mine. Now back to the build. I spent a total of 10 days on just the very first floor. I plan to turn this whole island into a house, but I already wasted 10 days on this, so maybe once I accomplish my goals, I'll come and finish. There was a cave near my base that I plan on exploring for resources, but I got distracted by a couple of mob spawners that can be converted into EXP farms soon. I end up going into the spider's nest instead, and I managed to get a vein mining book from it. But I have to fight for my life thanks to some nasty cave spiders. While fighting, I fall into an amethyst geode. I might have some use later on for this, so I collect a bunch. But, of course, here comes more spiders. They jumped me and left me on half a heart. So I quickly barricade myself in wool and camp there till my health is full. There was another spider's nest further down in the cave, and inside it was a mending book. So let's go. Just got a free mending book and I'm happy, and I'm heading up so that I could put away my stuff before I actually die and lose it. Of course, before I made it to the surface, I found another zombie spawner. I broke it and looted the chest, and I got 2 more Aether dragon eggs to add to my Pokédex. On day 26, I take my dragon out for a test run, and I have to say, this dragon is beautiful to look at, but it moves like crap. While out, I found a ship, and you know, I have to loot. I sneak in from the bottom and get rid of the Vindicator spawner and the 1 guard Vindicator it spawned to protect itself. I then proceed to slap the Squirtwords up on the top of the ship with the swiftness of a metahuman named Flash. I loot the chest, got some really good iron boots with falling 4 along with some diamonds. While exploring, I saw a cool dragon skeleton, and inside the head was emerald blocks. I screamed like a little school kid getting his first Pokemon card set. I saw another one, but this time it had golden blocks inside. And right next to it was a pillager tower. So I parked my dragon, who I still haven't named yet, above it and start to send those pesky Squidwards to the Nether realm. I put down a bucket of water to stop the Vindicators from attacking me and take them out one by one. One of the archers actually launched a Vindicator at me and managed to get me really low, but nothing can stop me from getting the loot. Later that day, I find a sunken sand temple and loot it blind. I got a god apple from it, some diamonds, and an Unbreaking 3 book, so not bad. On day 28, I find a jungle village with a temple right next to it. I looted the books in the village and then I looted the temple. There was something called ancient darts in there. So I took both, but I never find out what their use is. And in one of the chests there was a 4-leaf clover. This is something I never found out the use for, but as soon as I picked it up I got an accomplishment. So I think this thing is important somehow. There was another temple and inside was a forest dragon egg. I quickly snatched that up and went about my journey. I found a tower with a waystone. I didn't know you could pick these up until now. So I pick it up and I plan on putting it back at my base. But when I turn around, my dragon is flying to Narnia for some reason. Now I have to spend so much time grabbing her back. When I finally get her, I start to head home. On my way, I see a house with invisible skellies. So I swoop down to, kind of scout the area, and my dragon goes crazy once it's hit. I try to escape, but the dragon just would not listen. It keeps getting hit and then going back to the area where it was hit. Why are you doing this? Just why, you beautiful dummy. I didn't even get to name her before they took her from me. I had to spend the entire night running, and there were so many mobs spawning, so I escaped into an underground village. I borrowed all the books I can and tended to the cows they have. On my way back to base, I find a village campsite and town. There was a gang of iron in there, as well as some of those shiny emeralds. It's safe to say I secured the bag thanks to this town. It's day 30 and I'm still on my way back to base. On my way, I find another waystone, and inside the chest there's a power 4 efficiency 4 book. Things are starting to look up for me. I can finally see my base. But before I head back, I quickly clear the beach ship using their companions as shields. And this chest had 4 diamond in it and mending on iron boots. I can combine these iron ones to my current ones and make a really OP pair, or I can make new diamond ones now. I finally head back home because I'm low on food and my inventory is too thick. When I'm finally back to base, I kiss the ground and make a grave for my now deceased dragon. After saying my prayers, I hatch the rest of the eggs. I already have fish in my hands and I'm ready. It took a while, but they finally all hatched. And they turned into ghost dragons. I wonder if where you place the egg is the determining factor in what type of dragon you get. One of them sadly drowned though. After fully taming them, I went back up and made a level 30 enchantment room. But still, I can't enchant gear until I get some lappy. So I made a backpack and worked on base a little. And I did this for the rest of the day. Oh, and I also got some bricks for a portal through completing a quest. And I placed those in its own chest for when I'm ready to finally place it down. I placed down the waystone at my dock area and then went to bed. On day 34, I started on a mining shaft. And while I was down there, a goblin trader blocked my way, so I was forced to check out its trades. I saw a diamond pickaxe trade with Unbreaking 3, and guess what, my friends? I have both those things. So I got an achievement after I traded with him and continued on mining. I found some diamonds, and while mining, I accidentally ate the god apple. I was kicking myself and pulling out my hair. At the end, I looked like Charlie Brown. Then I got surprise slapped by a villager zombie. Now this is a really lucky find. I might be able to create a villager trading post inside my house. So I went back upstairs, made a boat to trap him, and while I was upstairs I enchanted a pickaxe, got efficiency 4, and for my chest piece I got Unbreaking 3. So not bad, not bad. Days 35 to 36 were spent in the mine. I also escaped a blood moon in here, so I was not complaining. And while exploring, I found a Vex spawner and got another dragon egg. I want to try hatching it on a different block to see if it gives me a different type of dragon. So I changed the location where the egg is hatched and got a normal dragon this time. So it looks like I was right, and you need a proper location to get different types of dragons. So I went back to the surface, made a light and dark, which will allow me to enter the deep dark. I won't be doing this just yet, not till I get a full diamond armor. And come to think of it, I don't think I ever get around to going, so maybe in 200 days. Added vein mining onto my pickaxe, and now it's time to do some more mining. I tried it out for a bit, and I have to say this thing is magic. Holy heck, diamond in no time, and not just one node, but two right next to each other. It's safe to say I'm in love. Another zombie villager decided to grace me with his presence. I quickly led it up the stairs and trapped him in the same boat as his brother. Now it's time to tame my baby dragons. Sorry, fish. Tamed the dragon and made full diamond armor. Now just to make a mob grinder so I can get EXP. This won't be that hard, I thought, thanks to the vein mining, and it took me some time. From day 37 to 39, I was working on the mob farm, but I finally finished. I can pretty it up later, but right now, a couple of days have already passed, and I didn't have the time to focus on this yet. I must go out and adventure. Day 40, and I almost lost my dragon again, while flying too close to a villager outpost. These guys were tough and had like 20 of them who came out all at once. I lost most of my health and I had to run away. I went back to my dragon, but a platoon was guarding it. Oh, we creeping. We're happy, we're singing, and we're creeping. Watching them made me feel like a huge creep. I wonder if this is how my girlfriend feels when she watches me while I sleep. One was caught lacking, so I snuck up on him and I slapped him into next Tuesday. I found this nice place off the side of a mountain and that had platforms filled with mobs. I don't think I'm ready for this yet because I see some mobs with like diamond armor. So I just made a waypoint and continued on with my journey. Started off the day with a fresh kill. That tornado did not see what hit him. There was a beautiful giant dragon skeleton just chilling on the beach. So I checked inside its mouth and it had a god apple and some armor in its chest. I took some time before flying away to just admire on the mini map. There was this really colorful apartment complex with many villages surrounding it, so I parked my dragon and got to looting. Before that, I marked the course just in case I died. I walked in and got an achievement called Welcome to Vegas. They even had a welcome ceremony prepared for me. I got blasted with fireworks thanks to a lovely pillager. It was so amazing that I couldn't stop myself from crying, which is why I ran away. Not because I was scared, but because of that. I didn't want the villager to notice. Ran in and broke a couple of spawners after I had calmed myself down. But I know I can't take this right now, so I ran outside and placed a waystone next to it, labeling it Las Vegas. Day 42, I looted a tent village for all the bread, iron, emeralds, bottle of old enchants, and end rods I could find. But right across from it was this really cool looking village. So I decided to get a closer look, and when I did, I saw a green goblin jumping up and down. This wasn't an ordinary village. I think this is the Sun God Chief spawn point, and I am definitely not ready for this. So I waypoint it and I get out of there. I quickly looted a ship on my way back, but my shield broke in the process. But that wasn't going to slow me down, so I quickly dispatch of all the enemies and get a nice looking helmet from this. Saw a couple more dragon bodies, then ooh, pretty colors. I got distracted by the colorful sand biome. There was a sunken ship there, and the sunken ships mean buried treasure. With this pickaxe, I made quick work of the sand and got the treasure. It was meh. I spent this whole day riding back to base, other than the occasional stop to pick up some tree saps, and I ended my day by mating my dragons and watching them go crazy. When I got back, I decided to enchant my diamond gear. I didn't get bad enchantments. I got Unbreaking 3 and Protection 4 for both my feet and pants, made some golden apples, and worked on base. I ended the day with an enchanting of my diamond sword with looting 3 and making portals for all the dimensions. It was now time for the Nether. Ooh, the excitement. I can already feel my white pants turning brown. I fixed my pickaxe and head over. While I was exploring, I found this really cool biome with this block called Brimstone. While over there, I made a friend. His name was Jimmy. I didn't like Jimmy so much, so I killed him. But Jimmy had a brother, and his brother sought vengeance. So he had ganged up on me with his friends, and I had to hide in a tree and slap at their ankles to survive. While fighting them, I actually saw another fortress in the corner of my eye. Now, I might have been a bit scared to take this on, but like I said, mama ain't raised no punk. So I ran in there to steal all the loot, and I got some diamonds from a chest and went on a killing spree. I met some wither skeleton shooters. Now that's a first, and I don't have a shield, which makes these guys my worst enemy. I gathered some of the withering oak logs and made a shield to confront them again. I don't know why, but I thought it was a smart idea to go camping in a blaze rod spawner, until a blaze on steroids came out of nowhere and scared the living daylight out of me. So I immediately hightail out of there and then watch from a safe distance. I rush in when I deem it safe and try to fight, but having a 1v1 is impossible in this game because my mighty aura scares all the mobs to the point where they have to gang up on me. I almost died trying to fight it, but I was able to get to safety. Now this battle was just a mess. I had to keep running away to heal. This was just a series of hit and runs until I finally admitted defeat and just left. I found 2 nether dragon eggs in a chest and an aether dragon egg in the fortress. Oh yeah, I also yeeted a baby skeleton to the nether realm. Now, this was funny, but at the same time, I kind of felt bad. There was another temple. I took all the TNT because, yeah, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to fall for your trap. And then I lit the portal. I don't want to leave just yet because I saw something interesting on the map, and now I have to go over there. There was a tower filled with piglins, and as soon as I approached it, I immediately got swarmed. I managed to kill a bit before having to run away, and I kind of just prayed I didn't get hit again. After cowering away, it was now time for round 2. I quickly get rid of the rest of the piglins and start to loot the chest. There really wasn't much of anything, but I did find 2 nether scraps, so I guess I got lucky. While looking down at a cool looking place, some floating heads attacked me out of nowhere. This had me trembling like I just heard my first ghost story around a campfire. But I still hit them with the 1-2, ending their career and their lives. and I managed to get a wither skull out of them. I have not managed to get one of these from the wither skeletons with a looting 3, so it looks like I need to go floating head hunting eventually. I visited a nether town which was completely empty. No loot to speak of other than some respawn statues which I took. But I got to see some really cool designs and structures, which I plan on using in my own build. Now, I was just about done with the nether, but before I go, I don't want to leave without at least trying to go ancient debris mining. So I mined down to Y14 and I spent an hour down there. I only found one. So this is not the way. I think maybe TNT strip mining or beds will be the best option, but vein mining is not the way to go. On my way back, I see these really huge nether monsters and got attacked by a giant mosquito. Glad to be leaving here. Walked up to those huge nether monsters to find out if it was aggressive or not and its name, and it seems to be a passive giant. I labeled the family of 3 the Robinsons and bid them farewell. Day 55, I finally returned back home and I have 2 pillagers waiting to greet me. I gave them a warm and loving thank you. They left me a raid horn as a farewell gift though. I'm going to try and hatch this dragon I got on a different block to see if my theory is right. Now I tried it on a magma block and got the same type of dragon. Then on the red block, but the same outcome. I actually destroyed the magma block and the egg fell onto the dock floor, then turned into a ghost dragon. I wonder if it's the wood or the water, maybe even the biome. But I went fishing to calm my mind and fought some phantoms, then tamed my dragons. I spent this whole day eating pizza and just enchanting stuff. I got a good bow with power 4 and unbreaking 3, which I do use only once. Upgraded my pickaxe with some books, and you know the rest of the drill. Here's what I got. I got full enchanted diamond armor, a diamond sword, and golden apples. I think it's finally time to start fighting these bosses. I spent day 55 till day 59 looking for the frost maw. I know I have the sun god saved, but I want to find them all. So I went looking for the frost maw first, and I just could not find him. But don't worry, I didn't just waste a couple of days, I also collected waypoints. On day 60, I found the Rothnot. Now this guy looks amazing. I walked up to him since he didn't seem to aggro to me immediately. I slapped him one time, but it bounced off. I was really scared of getting one shot by him, so I placed a waystone right outside his lair and said my prayers. I tried to run into his lair again, but he blocked the entrance. I blocked his first attack, but it broke my shield. And his second attack did exactly what I feared, and it killed me in one shot. It took me a whole day to go there and grab my stuff back, and this guy was still blocking the entrance. I needed more space, so I opened up the sides and was finally able to get in. Now this guy is relentless. He keeps chasing you until he's close, and when he's close, he swings. He makes some wide swings and then a downward swing. When he does that, his axe gets stuck in the ground and you have to run behind him to deal damage. I run up to him and he slaps me and brings me to half health, so I had to eat a golden apple. I repeat this process a bit, just barely dodging his very slow attacks and giving him a good spanking after the overhead swing, finally managing to kill him. I got his axe and a helmet, and I look pretty good, don't I? Now let's take this axe for a ride. This might be my new tree chopper. It never breaks, which means no tree is safe for me. The wide swing is pretty cool, but the ground slam is even cooler. I accidentally hit my dragon when I do the ground slam. He got mad at me and ran up to my face to scare me, but I'm fearless. I finally make it back home, make a note to myself to eventually make a trophy stand for these, then watch the sunset before tomorrow's boss fight. I went to the wrong spot. Now I gotta spend like 5 minutes going the opposite way. It took me the whole day to finally get to the other boss spot. It was now time to fight this blasted sun devil. As soon as I got close, I have a ray of sunshine light the ground up right next to me. I take out his minions one by one while dodging the ray of sunshine. I got hit a couple of times, but it didn't do as much damage as I thought, That is until you get hit with a barrage of them. Well, there goes another golden apple. I kill the minions and go after the big boss. I get him low, but he throws out healers. I have to take out the healers before going in for the kill, but the terrain doesn't make this easy. So while I'm searching for them, he already heals up to basically full health. I get stuck trying to get up and just get absolutely lit up by his beams. Trying to scale the mountain now, he's at full health and I'm basically out of apples. I run back this time with better ground. I get him low, but he decides it's time to throw out his minions, but fool me once, you ain't gonna fool me again. I hunt him down and he uses a Kamehameha on me. This fight was super intense. This was probably my favorite fight of this series. I had to use all of my golden apples and both my god carrots. But I finally win and get his mask. I look good in it, but I don't really know how to use it or how it works. I popped out my very own gremlin, but he didn't seem to do anything but watch a spider attack me. So yeah, this is going straight to the trophy stand. I clean up the rest of the village and loot all the masks. There are some elephants just chilling here and I want them for the zoo. According to the book, I need a acai blossom, but it's a rare drop. Get ready for some tree chopping montage. I ended the day with 6 blossoms, but I can only tame a baby elephant. There was no baby elephant in sight, so I thought, hey, why can't I make my own? I handed both of them an acai blossom and they just ate it like it was a snack. Looks like I need to find another herd. Once I got back, I completed the quest and got something called Golem Steel Brazier, which makes it so villagers and guards are historically drawn to it. And a summon boss star, plus a book. I kind of just spent these days looking for the Frost Maw. I did take a detour to fight another Rothnot, and this time it was so much easier now that I know its pattern. I also found a cool looking village that took over a whole mountain, and it's kind of what I want to do with my house, so I'm taking notes. On day 68, I found a massive looking pillager tower, and if you've been paying attention at all this video, you already know I have to loot it. 1v100, call me Guts the one-man army. They had me extremely low while I was fighting them, but I used their companions' bodies as shields while I slaughtered the ones in front. I went inside, slapped some guys around, but they put on their admin cheats. I couldn't deal damage for some reason until I realized I got hit with an effect. There was a ton of diamonds in the top, and it was easy to clear it as well. The bottom though, not so much. I go down, I take out 2 witches pretty easily by getting one of them to throw poison on all the others, distracting them. But yeah, I was poisoned, so I had to hide away to heal. While I was away, I hit the gym and I came back stronger than ever. I used the Rothnot's axe inside my little hidey hole and killed a couple of the damaged ones with its ground slam ability. Once all was said and done, I hit the termination switch and just kind of watched the fireworks go. I spent all of day 69 looking some more for the Frost Maw. It's time to unzombify my villagers. So I spent the whole day making potions and curing them. Days seem to pass so quickly when you are near the end. Got the achievement, but when I went downstairs, one of them were missing. This whole day was spent re-rolling the villager till I got either Mending or Protection 3. I did get an Infinity for only 1 book. Not gonna lie, that's kind of hard to pass up. But it's not what I need. But as soon as I broke it, I regretted it. At the end of the day, I did get Protection 4, so not bad. I'm gonna go ahead and keep that. Now I'm in all diamond Unbreaking 3 and Protection 4 diamond armor. I'm ready to take on the Ender Dragon. I have 7 Ender Pearls on me, but I have Waystones, a crafting bench, and some Blaze Powder, so if I see any more Endermans, I'm slashing them up and adding them to my collection. 3 days later, I finally found the end dungeon. I'm down to only 4 eyes, so I hope this dungeon has end pearls or endermen. A cockroach said hi, then bye. This place was so huge compared to normal Minecraft. I mean, there was a main hall, a dining room, and bedrooms, even buried coffins. I ended up seeing a couple of endermen, and with this looting 3 sword, it was pretty easy to get some pearls. This was so damn big. I wouldn't call this a dungeon, but a palace. And yikes, a creepy crawler and a rock turtle. What doesn't this place have? So yeah, at this point, I forgot about the Ender Dragon. I was completely immersed in just exploring this dungeon. I slapped that crawler, now it's time for Turtle's booty to get touched. I did some more killing and exploring till I damn near explored everything in there. That is when I realized I still haven't found the Ender Portal. It took me 2 days stuck in here to find it. Don't you just love that sound? It's now time for the end, and after I've hopped in, I realized I was 200 feet away from where I needed to be, and I forgot to bring blocks. So I hightail it home, gather a couple of stacks, build a bridge across, mine into the island, and finally it's time to do this. Immediately as I hit the surface, enemies started attacking me. I used water to ward them off as I shoot down the towers. I knocked most of them out, but the last 2 are too tall, so I had to build up the shorter one, shoot it down, and pray for the last one because it was my last arrow. But call me Hawkeye, because I nailed that shot. It wasn't a tough battle with the Ender Dragon. He would land, I would smack him, he would then leave me high and dry. So most of the time I would play with the Enderman around just to pass the time. A couple of more hits and I finally got the Ender Dragon down. I just killed the Ender Dragon. This might not seem like a big deal for you guys, but for me this is something special. I'm not too used to killing it. I got the egg, found something called Thalassium ore, and entered the end. There were islands everywhere, but damn, this place is pretty. Everything in this mod is so pretty. I found something called Ligmai. No, come on guys. Let's be mature here. I can't believe they have sunken ships in the end. It even had an end city map in it. I go back to base to grab my dragon because I was tired of using ender pearls to get around, and I follow the map to the end city. I fixed my gear and boosted up my weapon, so I should be fine. Hopefully. When are shulkers going to realize they are just helping us out when they hit us with their hot breath that makes you float? I made it to the top in no time, and there were 4 free shulker boxes there. I do have to say, those Mimikyu are so annoying. They copy whatever you are carrying and just end up being a nuisance. They hit hard too. I then got barraged by the shulkers. They just will not quit. I was not expecting that much hot breath on me. I finally got to the ship. The loot was just alright. No diamond gear, but I got an ender egg, ender chest, some totems, and the cream of the crop, the Electra already enchanted with Unbreaking 3 and Mending. And now it's time to head home. On day 81, I hatched the Ender Dragon egg and waited until it showed me its beautiful self. I mean, just look at her. She's gorgeous. I was missing the Frostmaw in my collection of bosses, and searching randomly just has not been going my way. So I made a nature's compass and flew to the biomes that the Frostmaw spawned in. I did stop to watch 2 moose fight though. I saw an underground palace looking thing, and when I approached I got an achievement called Iron Maiden. This looks dangerous to be honest, so I just left the waypoint there and continued on my journey, but not before cheesing some kills. While searching, I found an ice temple and got an achievement called Snowed In. Then I found a village. I mean, This is a real village. This was a temple village in the snow, and they already had their own little tower. I can make this into my villager breeding spot and my librarian spot for more books. I just don't have the time right now. So I'm gonna have to put this off into 200 days. Day 83, I searched high and low, and I was just about to give up till I saw the health bar in the top of the screen, and I knew I had found it. It was now time to fight the Frostma. I had to get psyched for this, so cue the intense music. I ate a golden apple and went full charge. I went full Captain America on him, shield in hand. I juked to the left, I juked to the right, hitting him with the uppercut. Got frozen a couple of times though, but the Frostma couldn't escape these hands. They are certified grade A. Tried out the Frostma's drop after I killed him, and that was pretty interesting. It breathes out cold air and recharges in the inventory. It kind of reminded me of Minecraft dungeon loot. I basically accomplished everything I wanted to except for one thing. That's making the zoo. Haha, you thought I forgot, didn't you? Well, you were right. Because I spent the rest of the days till 100 just building my house. It took me a while to even get this far in building, but I had to say I'm pretty impressed. So, MTV, come check out my crib.